Manchester United are heading out again. This time they will face Aston Villa. Mark Ogden is joining me to preview this game, Augie, because we know it can be, despite the woes that Villa have definitely been having in the relegation scrap. We know that you never know with relegation threatened team. But before we get to what you expect from this game, let's talk about a man. If we're talking about Villa, we're talking about Jack Grealish. He's somebody that has been linked with Manchester United for a hot minute now. So is this his chance to further impress Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and possibly have it lead to a move to Old Trafford next season, especially if Villa go down?
Yeah, listen, it's a great chance for Grealish to impress United because, you look at what United are after at the moment. They want Jadon Sancho. They've already brought in Bruno Fernandes. I do wonder where Grealish would fit in. I'm not quite sure that right now is what United need. So if there are similar doubts at United as to where he fits in, then Thursday's a great opportunity to say, actually, I can do this, I can do that. And Grealish is a good player. He's 25 in September, so he's the perfect age for United. But there was some criticism of him at the weekend by Graham Souness, the former Liverpool captain, former Liverpool manager, and he made the point that, Grealish is the most fouled player in the Premier League, and that's not a good thing. It's a bad thing in the sense that if you hold on to the ball too long, you're going to get fouled. So Souness was making the point that the best players, they have the ball, they move it on before they get fouled. So Grealish is holding on to the ball too long. He's not quite got the awareness that you need. So I think that's a valid concern. Players at the top end need to move the ball quickly. And at the time, there was a kind of a debate between whether it would be Jack Grealish or James Maddison for United. And people who I spoke to said that Maddison is a much better fit for United because he moves the ball much quicker. Grealish is a great player, but he doesn't quite move the ball around as quickly as Fernandes, as Maddison. So that's why I don't see how he fits in at United. I really don't.
Well, then, speaking of that, what are you looking, if you are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in this match, what are you looking from Jack Grealish? Because even though we know Man United have been flying, save for, conceding 2 goals against Bournemouth, probably struggling more than you expected in FA Cup against Norwich, they have been flying. So what, if you're Jack Grealish, what are you doing to get the better of Man United in this one?
Well, I think United defensively has shown they're quite vulnerable recently. Certainly, Harry Maguire's had a couple of dodgy performances, and there are holes you can there are holes you can pick in the United defence. But I think this is where Grealish has to kind of raise his game a bit and be quicker. Not the way he plays, Grealish, he has the ball close to his feet, he dribbles, and that gives defenders time to get back, time to organise. If Grealish can play the pass a second quicker or just a millisecond quicker, it can catch the defence off guard, and that for me is where he needs to improve his game. So if he can look at the United defence and say, right, Eric Bailly's been in difficulties recently. Harry Maguire has. Victor Lindelof can be caught out. Play the pass quicker and see. And if he can do that against United, he can cause some problems. And Villa could get a result. They really need a result now, Villa. They're running out of games. I think, if they're not careful, they're going to be down before the final game against West Ham, which had been looking like a relegation decider.
And then I suppose finally just talking about Man United now in terms of the top 4 race, because even though it is such a massive game for Villa, it still is for United. Like I said, 4 Champions League places, but Chelsea's still very much in the mix. I feel like not many people are talking about how Wolves are still very much in the mix. And, with the amount of Wolves players that are linked with moves to Man United, if they do pip them, it's almost like, why bother league? So how big of a game is this for United? How do you see them doing?
Listen, it's a massive game for United. And the one thing, you look at all the teams around them, Chelsea, Wolves, Leicester, even Arsenal, they've all had bad results since the restart. They've all dropped points you wouldn't expect them to drop, whereas United have been, apart from the draw at Tottenham, which, was a decent result, they've been pretty flawless. And I do wonder at some point, are United going to have that bad result which sets them back? I think Wolves losing at home to Arsenal at the weekend, Leicester pulled away a bit by beating Palace. Wolves, for me, have become outsiders now, but United need to keep winning because any drop point will throw them right back into the pack. If you're carrying as they are, I think United will finish 3rd, but they have got a couple of banana skins there. I think Villa away. I think United will be okay at this. I think it's a big pitch. Villa are in difficult form. I think United will win this one, but I do think that down the line there are games that might trip United up, so they have to win at Villa just to keep the momentum.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube, and for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.